Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and looks like we still had news from NHentai, because we have this headline. NHentai fights back in piracy lawsuits. Rights holders gave permission. Interesting, let's see. A copyright lawsuit between a popular adult site NHentai and the Californian company PCR Distribution has taken an interesting turn. NHentai requested a protective order in which it asks that PCR granted written permission to use its content. The rights holder also contemplated running ads on the site, NHentai says. What I said when I covered this, because I ranted about how these fucking U.S. government, especially from California, they want to take away the piracy just to put themselves out as the final only right holder to distribute all this sort of content. And despite that, I have seen, for example, official distributors like Faku, they localize both titles and the dialogues. They can't be trusted, in my opinion, and they do this fucking scalping of their own material to inflate the price. And now this is interesting turn because if this true, man, I will believe it in certain point because Hentai has a lot of viewers. Let's not fool ourselves. I know probably you have been there. You have your own tax. You can't fool me, because I also have. Manga and anime have become increasingly popular in recent years, and we are seeing the consequences of that. These formats originated in Japan but are now popular all over the world. Available in static and anime for hentai describes adult versions of the world, which also have an audience of many millions of fans, excuse me. So as with any type of media, not all consumers are paying for access. They're making it overinflated, if I'm being honest. Many people prefer free websites instead, such as nhentai.net, which had nearly 80 million visits in June this year. Target and hentai. Rights holders are not happy with these platforms, and many have classified nhentai as a present pirate site that shouldn't be allowed to operate. Ah man, and despite that, you see all this egregious shit. I was looking at one article that actually picked up my interest. For example, even with anime, Suecia hunts manga pirates but needs Google, PayPal, and Visa to assist. So at this point, I don't have sympathy for Japan anymore if they are heading to this route. The same fucking payment processors that cocken themselves, they they love NTR, they love Netorare so much. And at this point, no man. At this point, I'm not going to support corporate Japan anymore. So look, this summer, California company PCR Distribution, which operates under various brands including G18 and Jazz USA, took action. The company tried to obtain a DNCA subpoena requiring Cloudflare to hand over all identified information it has on the site's operators. Ah, by the way, I heard that Purin, one of those sites, got actually the domain seized completely by the US government. Fucking bullshit. The DNCA subpoena has proven to be an effective legal tool to gather information because they want to screw up despite that. Oh man, before I saved that for the end. In this case, however, Engente's operators decided to intervene, asking court to quash the subpoena. While that could have been an interesting legal battle, PCR voluntarily dismissed the matter and decided to file a full-fledged lawsuit instead. PCR sues Hentai. In a complaint filed at a California federal court in August, PCR described Hentai as popular pirate site with dozens of millions of visitors. The site shares copyrighted material without obtaining permissions from rights holders, the company informed the court. So, Hentai hosts a vast collection of hentai works including commercially produced content. They create their own actually, much of which, based on information and belief, is shared without proper authorization from the owners. The complaint reads, just as many others, but you are having beef with this one because it got so much popular. PCR further argues that NHen can rely on DMCA's safe harbor as the operators allegedly uploaded infringing content allegedly and then failed to respond to takedown requests. Early discovery. PCR didn't waste any time renewing its early efforts to unmask the operators of NHen. The rights holder filed a motion of early discovery requesting subpoenas to obtain information from Namecheap, Cloudflare, and Lanoto Solutions. The requested information includes names, addresses, login information, billing records, server logs, IP addresses, email exchanges, and IP login information related to NHen.net accounts. Plaintiff seeks the identifiers of defendants, the owners and operators of NHen who have taken measures to conceal their identity. PCR wrote, noting that the subpoenas will help to establish relevant details. So what we get from this, even before looking at all of this, it's like they set the target. Despite that, I have to say this, and hentai is just popular. I know other sites that have the content not translated automatically, of course, not right to you to see. No, it's not like that. Even I know where they are actually uploading their shit, and just they are targeting Engentas because it's the most popular, and because also it runs ads. But wing wing, if you use an ad blocker, you wouldn't have problems seeing that because sometimes it gets so fucking stupid. But anyway, looks like they knew all about them, and you no, they planned this as fast as we can see. So look, even we have to respond, and hentai opposes. And hence that swiftly opposed to requests citing serious privacy concerns. The site doesn't want its login information and financial records, including complete credit card numbers, to be exposed. As further precautions, the site also asked the court for a protective order to ensure that if early discovery is granted, none of the identifying information will end on the public. Because yeah, they could do that if they could if they don't fight back honestly with that kind of subpoena, they can get all that information leaked to the public and to screw them up faster. Because they want this fucking company, PCR wants to do as much as damage as possible. Despite that, honestly, I have seen their social media, I have seen their websites, and it's just not like, ah man, it's just making it difficult to even access to the or buy your stuff. But you want have beef with Hentai? I wonder. At this point, everyone has to have that question. While this response was expected from the site, enhanced memorandum and news information that puts copyright infringement complaint in new light, according to defense. PCR previously gave the permission to use its content. Oh, so at this point, what we are getting here is, so this means this is just what we expected, that why this is was so well coordinated to screw up in hentai. You wanted to fuck them up in the ass so hard, much as the anime drums. What I'm getting from this is that they try to do some business just like a proxy. I think this is just a Trojan horse. And Enhainta it's partially at blame out here because they knew them. They were operating cautiously. And you say, you know what, they want to do business with us? Sure, why not? But wait, but dude, come on, mi hermano. Why? Considering how you, at the superficial level, your website operates, do you really think this is a bright idea? Honestly, that's that's a very honest question. If I have to ask, like, why would you do that kind of deal? And I know from even from other instances, even if we look at other sorts of industries, they use these deals to screw up. I'm thinking of one exactly. Cockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive is one main example. They try to do these collaborations between one small studio. because they were interested in the people. In fact, they only were interested in the developers. So they tried to push this buyout only to screw them in the ass and make them collapse. The company went under, and the developers they were hired by Rockstars, or should I say Cockstar Games, Take Two Interactive, only to being pushed in a small room, just like the Japanese treatment to force you to get fired. And they didn't do something even important. And they went crawling back like fucking cockroaches to the owner of that project, and they did something else and pretend like nothing happened. But this is just one case that, yeah, it's a Trojan horse. Sometimes fucking businesses do this shit because they see others competition, or they want to just do some PR stunts and they don't care how much the collateral damage can be. And since NHentai is granting this, well, let's see. Permission granted. We are at this. NHentai attorney says that the representative of the plaintiffs, oh, fucking mouse, of plaintiffs brands gave breeding permission via email to use the J18 publishing content. In the email is also inquired about running paid ads on the site. I know that NHentai has ads, and some of the ads also actually made it popular for some companies there. At this point, if this truth, if this end up being proven right, look, even Enhenta is still being threatened. At least they managed to get their way to just stop operating in the US. They stopped the access there. They just region locked them out. And if those US Coomers that really want to keep accessing Enhenta, they can manage their ways. It's not that difficult. But this is just a lesson that you have to be careful when these fucking corporations operate in the US because they really want to fuck up everything and give you a low quality service and product. So look, plaintiff has repeatedly given NHentai permission in Britain to use plaintiff's content. Plaintiff expressed on multiple occasions that it did not want NHentai.net to stop using its content. NHentai informed in the court. In fact, plaintiff wants NHentai.net to use this so that plaintiff can amass even more money from the sexually explicit materials plaintiff sells. Plaintiff has been offered to pay NHentai to run ads on its website to accomplish this goal. Yeah, at this point, everything adds up. This company that I never heard before, and I investigated a little, they just look like a small compared to NHentai. And since if they can pay ads, dude, you don't even need to sue them. But I have to say also, I have to also reiterate, and Hentai decided to allow themselves in with a Trojan horse in this case because you know how the NCA is just fucking pain in the ass to deal even with YouTubers because even one YouTuber can get the NCA for nothing out of spite, and if you fight back, you have to leak your own information, your personal identity, and the other side that kind of decided to fuck you up, yeah, they can fuck you up even further by making all information legal. Just like this fucking PCR company they were trying to do with that plaintiff, excuse me, the subpoena to leak all of the information of the owners along with the website and the billing, which is what they care the most because they could use that information, the billing and the payment processors, the credit cards. Yeah, they can use that to their advantage, or even they can actually, since they are operated in the US, nowadays I perceive those companies as just as much as China when they is comes to do business. They need to have that power from the government, or should I say, have that stick up their ass and gaze information. Sure, with this, since you know how hentai and anime has been attacked all over the years, and especially most of the time comes from English speaking countries like the US and some regions from the European Union. And they bitch about, oh, my lolly, my cheese pizza, while real shit is happening and they turn a blind eye. And look, one of the emails in question posted below clarifies that it isn't a text and request or a DNCA, offering a collaboration instead. In another email, also cited in legal paperwork, PCR representatives set spreadsheets over 3,300 links which NHen was permitted to share. In yet another email, the company stated that it was considering paying NHen for banner ads. PCR response. This week, PCR responded to NHen position on the newly revealed details according to the rights holders. There is not a touch should prevent the court from granting the subpoenas. Ah, nah. Man, but at this point, I think fucking California, they are going to force to ban and hentai. They really want to do that. Oh man, Plentis is not seeking information about end users. Lies, lying to the old to your teens. Their credit card numbers or any of the parade of horrible sides by defendant. Bullshit! All of the information sought in this limited information about operators or in websites. PCR notes. The response doesn't dispute that the cited emails are legitimate, but even if they are, that doesn't establish a license or consent to use PCR's copyrighted content. In that case, yeah, I have to say that's true. Regardless, yeah, that's true. But they weren't accessed, they were targeting this site. Here's to support their non-exclusive license. Defenders merely cited invitations to bargain and pro negotiations under California law. An invitation to bargain is not an offer. Well, I'll tell that to the when they bark in your house for whatever reasons to take your pets. Just talking about current events, poor peanut. In addition, PCR points out that after the unauthenticated emails, it sends several DNC attendants notice to were ignored. That were ignored, excuse me. This is why PCR decided to go to court hoping to identify the operators. Uh, the, oper- the responsibles can actually be the end users, and I have reiterated many times. And hentai, when it comes to shit like this, they bent the need to Faku. Faku, they didn't go that hard on them, but sure they forced them to delete everything from those hours. And one of them I will remember was Pochigoya because she did this deal with Faku. And that was a fucking stupid decision because Faku, they go on their way to make them difficult to get their content physical. And they charge you the exact same amount for a physical copy in digital. And you're like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking stupid? Why would you do that? You are just a greedy motherfucker. The court has yet to rule the motion for early discovery, but the details released so far suggest that this case may present some intriguing twists and turns and its progresses towards trial. A copy of Engenten's motions for protected orders certain emails mentioned in this article is available here, a PDF. PCR's response can be accessed here, another file there. So that's all I wanted to share here with you for now. Looks like this novel is still going on, and it's taking U-turns and the no you cars. no you, no you car all over the place. Let's see how it falls because well, and hentai survived a lot of in the past, but in this case, if they manage to even survive all of this, there should be a lesson. Do not operate in the US. At this point, region block them. And second off, if they try to approach you, you just flip them the bird and do pretend, nah, you go fuck yourself. Nah. Or even if you talked about it and you do even a contract, a exclusive contract that they can't sue your ass because they know what they are getting into. Or even if they want to just take down the content, they can do it anyway. They can manage the way to delete it. just like they did with the Henshin Emergence. But well, anyway, that's how things are going for and hentai. That's all I wanted to share here with you for now, and thanks for watching. I hope you have a pretty good day, and please take care.